Hello, my beautiful souls. So I pulled this card out of the Soul's Journey tarot cards, and I love it. Obviously, growth has been a big factor in my life for the past, few years. Not that we're not always growing, but excelling at and pushing forward and really diving deep within the growth process has been, my primary focus for the past few years. I begun, I want to say, my serious ascension process probably around the time I was pregnant with my daughter, so it was about 6 years ago. Um, Dark Night of the Soul really took hold of me about 3 years ago, and I'm still crawling my way out of it. So, diving deep, really reflecting, not regretting, but reflecting back on my life and looking at all the different people that have come in my life, in and out of my life. And I don't necessarily mean, the people you work with briefly and then you lose touch or whatever. Although everyone has a purpose, we meet people for a reason. But I'm talking about, the people I've had long-term relationships with, whether that was friendships or lovers or people that I worked with for a long period of time, or, what have you. Obviously, your family, whether that's your soul family or your blood family. Everyone is here to teach us something. And a huge part about growing is, one, not being so hard on yourself, which is a hard thing for me, especially as an Aries theme. Rare that I'll be able to hear something worse from an outside person that I haven't already said to myself, because I'm my biggest critic, which is something I've had to learn to stop doing, stop being so hard on myself, and giving myself time, and taking advice from nature, and looking at the trees and looking at the flowers and seeing that they are growing and they are strong and they are fine, and I don't have to be this perfect person in 5.5 seconds. And again, I'm an Aries, so that's hard. I'm also a New Yorker, which is even harder, because if you know what New Yorkers do in a New York minute, you know that we do what most people can't in like 5 minutes in a day. Like we get it done. That's what we do. We push through, we push through, we push through, we push ourselves. Burnout is probably inevitable for most, but that's what it is. So I've had time to stop and really think and learn to meditate, which is not something that I was even close to being possible to do 3, 4, 5 years ago. And now I won't start my day without it. And I also end my day in meditation as well, just because it's helped me to just chill out, be calm, really be observant, learn to observe and not absorb, which is a problem for a lot of us empaths and light workers, and reconnect. Growing up, I grew up in a church, Christian, Baptist, Methodist type of thing, and I had a lot of people in my family pass away, like in a short period of time, and it took me over, and I thought God was mad at us, so I was mad at God for a really long time. And when I kind of started stepping back into it and moving away from religion, but moving more into spirituality and reconnecting with the Most High and having a relationship with Him, it just felt really good. And I understood that He wasn't mad at us, that we weren't being punished, that a lot of what we go through will grow through. And a lot of it is our choices. Like, I can't tell someone else what to do with their life because I don't really know their soul choice. I can give them advice on the things that I've been through. I can tell them what I did in that situation. I can show them love. I can give them a hug. I can be a listening ear. But I can't really tell you at the end of the day what is best for your soul, because I don't know what your soul truly desires. Just like no one else can really tell me what's best for mine. And the same thing goes for my children. I try to just encourage them in their thoughts and their thought processes. But I don't discourage and I don't try to sway in any some way, shape, or form, because at the end of the day, they're not born to please me. They're born to please their soul, to be happy, to have that strong relationship with God. Um, and awareness is such a powerful tool, and it's something that I keep saying over and over again. Awareness is powerful. Awareness is powerful, because being aware, you start to see things, you start to observe things, you start to hear things and feel things. I've been really just spending a lot of time in nature and just being present, and again, that's not something that was easy for me to do. I know a lot of spiritual teachers out there are like, oh, just be present and be in the now, and you're like, what? Shut up, because it's annoying. You hear it over and over again. It's like, I can't be in the now. I'm stressed out. I got shit going on. Kids need stuff. Bills not paid. I hate my job. Life sucks. And you just want me to sit here and meditate and fake being happy. I'm not with it. And I get it. I totally get it. But that mission, I'm going to say, however, meditation has helped me to find peace and realize that myself ain't changing shit. I think Jesus said it, like, why are you worried about tomorrow? Tomorrow has its own worries. If I'm stressing about something that's happening next week, how many times am I living over that potential or that possibility in between now and then? It may or may not even happen. I'm not saying don't be cognizant of what you're doing. I'm not saying don't be responsible. I'm not saying don't think. I'm saying it's okay to take a step back and to chill out and to breathe and to laugh and to be silly for a minute. Go play with somebody. Go make love. Go have an amazing meal. Go hug your kid. There's so much to life. So throughout this growth process, throughout this ascension process, things are going to come up over and over and over again. We're going to walk up the spiral staircase, and at every level, you're going to be putting some stuff down, and you're going to be picking some stuff up. And hopefully the stuff that you're putting down are the triggers, the fears, the worry, the doubt, the anxiety, the voices in your head that are telling you that you're not good enough, the voices in your head that are telling you, well, you need to just play it small and be comfortable and just go get a job and settle down like everybody else is doing. You are here to live your best life. And when you get to that level where you're dropping stuff off, pick something up. Pick up some love. Pick up some light. Pick up what God said about you. And forget what everybody else says about you. This is not an easy process. We are constantly expanding. And the further you go up that spiral staircase of ascension, the more you release, the more you pick up, the more you expand, and it never ends. It's walking up the staircase and you reach the top of the Empire State Building and you're like, yay! No, it doesn't work like that. You're going to keep going. And you're going to go through your dark night of the soul, and you're going to out of it, and you try it again, and you're going to try it again. And you're going to go through your dark night of the soul, you're going to come out of it, you're going to try it again, and you're going to try it again, and you're going to try it again. But as you move up, and as you release, and as you start to see, yo, this isn't bothering me as much. I got triggered hard last week. Hard body. And it took me over, But it didn't take me over to the point where I was devastated, shattered. It took me to the point where I was like, that was kind of sad and hurtful and really disappointing, and that sucks. Okay. Done. So, I'm saying all that to say this. This process isn't easy. Growth can be challenging, but growth is just, and it's worth it. And on the other side of this, on the other side of that fear and that doubt and that discord and that hate and that resentment and all that other crap that you let go of, you find such peace and such clarity, and you can sleep, you can chill, start, vibrating higher. You start bringing people into your life with you, and it feels so good. It feels so good. Funny. I love you. God loves you. Angels love you. Angels around you. We're all supporting you. The ascension process is not easy. but it's worth it, and you're worth it, and you're exactly where you need to be. Your growth is your business here that will help support you. Listening ears. I'm always down to be a friend to anyone, because I know sometimes people just need you to listen. People come up to me randomly in the street all the time and just tell me their whole life. So know that you are loved. Know that you're safe. Know that you're supported. Know that you're going to come out of this. Know that you're going to be all right. Know that you're not alone ever, 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 ever. And have a blessed night.